A very good Italian friend of mine once told me, "Food is always a reminder that life can be complicated and hard, sad and cold, but happiness is just a few delicious ingredients away." When I was a kid growing up, my mom's favorite dish was chicken parmesan. One year on Christmas Eve, after a long year for her, I decided that I was going to make chicken parm and start a new family tradition. Today I want to show you how to make your own chicken parm and start your own traditions. And you can also get that out-to-eat taste in the comfort of your home. First, we're going to gather all of our ingredients. You'll need a loaf of rustic bread. I like to let mine sit out for about a week. That way it's easier to rip up and grind in our food processor. Pepper, salt, garlic powder, and Parmesan cheese, my favorite. I also get fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, marinara sauce to top our chicken before it goes in the oven, flour to coat our chicken, egg, that way the breadcrumbs can stick nice, and of course, chicken breasts. You can do however many you'd like. This recipe I'm going to do 2. So to start, we're going to make our homemade breadcrumbs. You're going to rip this up into small pieces, throw it in the food processor. I like to put salt and pepper into mine and a little garlic powder, give it a nice flavor, and then top it with Parmesan cheese, of course. And you'll have a nice consistency here, you can see. Kind of chunky, but for the most part, it breaks up pretty nice. Next step is to prepare everything for our chicken. So I get 3 bowls, 1 for our breadcrumbs. I also have 1 for our flour and 1 for our eggs. If you just lightly whip your egg, it'll get a nice consistency for the chicken to hold. Before that, I also want to preheat the oven to 375. That way it's ready. So you can preheat your oven. And also warm up your pan with olive oil, because we also want to sear our chicken before it goes in the oven. Now that everything's prepared, we want to assemble our chicken to get it ready for cooking. So you're going to first dip your chicken into the flour, shaking off any excess flour, dip it into your chicken, and then finally dipping it into your breadcrumbs. You are then ready to sear your chicken. I would suggest doing it about 2 minutes on each side. A nice crunch when you put it in the oven and take it out is the key to a good chicken parmesan. Now that we have our seared chicken, and you can see it's nice and crispy on the outside, we need to get it ready to put in the oven. What I like to do is take about a tablespoon for each chicken breast and put it over top of our chicken. So we'll go ahead and do that. Make sure it's ready. The marinara gives it a really nice flavor. Allows it not to dry out. Okay. And I also like to add a little bit more seasoning. The more seasoning, the better, I guess. So I do a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And I don't really measure. You can do whatever you like. If you like a lot of salt, go for it. I like to do just a little drizzle over top. We'll throw a little more garlic powder in there. And more cheese, my favorite. All right. Next, we're going to top it with our fresh mozzarella. I like to do 2 to 3 pieces. You can really do however many you'd like. 2 to 3 usually gives it a nice consistency on top though. Mozzarella is pretty thick. Go ahead and do that. All right. So before it enters the oven, it'll look just like this. Looks delicious. So we will go ahead and stick our chicken on our pan. When putting it in the oven, I like to put it in for about 5 to 7 minutes. 5 gives you a nice juicy flavor depending on how you like to eat your chicken, if you like it more well done or not. So we will go ahead and put this in the oven. In the meantime, you can get anything else ready for what you're going to pair it with. I personally love spaghetti with mine. It's a tradition. Today I'm going to do green beans just because I'm trying to be a little bit healthier. Okay. So you get your plate ready with whatever you're pairing it with. And then you should be good. All right, look at this. This is what I call chicken parm. All right, so you can go ahead and put it on with whatever you're pairing it with. And the final step is to top it with fresh basil. Love basil. I put lots of leaves on mine. Can't get enough of it. And voila, homemade chicken parm. So I've showed you guys how to make a wonderful chicken parm for your family. All you have to do is make sure that you sear your chicken. Always give it a nice crispy flavor. Always top it with mozzarella before going in. The more cheese, the better, I always say. And you will come out with a wonderfully flavored chicken parm. Now you are ready to make your own. All you have to do is head to your local supermarket and get ready for a super easy, quick night of cooking. This is bound to set new family traditions. Enjoy.